Hey floss tube friends, this is Angel from The Elegant Thread, and this is a channel about cross stitch. I'm going to go over some of the goodies I have received from StitchCon and talk about where I'm starting with my cross stitch before the weekend really kicks off. So if you want to see what I have, stay tuned. So when you check in at StitchCon, I know StitchCon, kind of a funny term, but to all of us nerds who cross stitch. Anyways, it's hilarious. So you check in, you get all these wonderful little gifts. So of course you get the StitchCon passport. This has all of the floss tubers that are in attendance. It has some free patterns from a few designers and place to take notes when you meet people, shopping lists, things like that. So this is really, it's a thick little booklet. Of course you get the ubiquitous mask. I mean, yes, now I can StitchCon my face, and a pen, of course. A very cool backpack. I think I have about 4 of that style because, you know, triathlons love to give out that style of backpack. So fun. And a StitchCon ornament. Look at that. I'm going to be stupid here. I think this might be Ohio. Okay. Very cute. That's all of my goodies from StitchCon. I did not buy the shirt yet, but I did meet some really great people. So at my table, I am sitting with Tiffany Everett, and she has these really great cards. Love them because they are rainbow. Happy Pride, y'all. Yes, I don't know if she has a floss tube channel. I need to ask her. But she is a virtual stitcher, and she is someone I met virtually, and now I'm sitting at the table with her. And it's very odd because when you see someone on a screen or on television or something, you see them visually, but then in your mind, you still are creating an image of them as a whole person. And then when you meet them, sometimes it's so vastly different, because you're seeing all of them, I guess. I don't know, all the other floss tubers I see, you're like, they look familiar, but you don't put 2 and 2 together because there they are, like, as a whole person. So then, oh my goodness, this person is wonderful. She's from Utah. Her name is Summer. Isn't that a great name? Summer. That's, like from someone named Angel. I really appreciate that her name is Summer, and it's really wonderful. She has these great cards, and you get a needle minder on it. One brilliant idea, and so cute. So I will never forget her. She does have a floss tube channel. Check her out. It's Summer Rumsey. Oh, Summer Stitches. That's what her floss tube channel is called, Summer Stitches. So definitely check that out. Very cool. I think she only has 4 or 5 episodes right now, but hey, once you get going, boop, that's gonna roll, and you'll be off and running. So today, I only brought 3 whips with me. Hopefully that leads to some kind of finish in something, but they're large whips. So I'm not going to be disappointed if I don't finish anything, although the model I'm working on, I really do need to get cracking on. Crack-a-lackin'. So we've all seen this. Ta-da! Sajou. I think it's called Gargoyle, but don't quote me on that. This is the fabric, and what I'm stitching will be this as a pillow. Very interesting. I have it lined with some great Civil War era fabric that I thought would really great with it. And then in here, of course, I have my Sajou print notions bag to hold all of my wonderful cotton flosses. It came as a kit, and it's a kit from a museum. So let me see. There it is. Motif floraux du Indien. Okay. Don't laugh. My French sucks. Okay. That's it. And, it's huge inside, but that's what it'll look like when it's finished. Like I said, it will look just, just like that. And, all right. It's big inside. Okay. And this is with cotton floss, like I said, with, is it 2 strands? 2 strands. So that's a little bit different. It's kind of when you're working on something and you want a little bit of a break and you go from one strand over to 2 strands, and then it makes you appreciate the 1 strand work even more. Just saying. So it came with the linen. It's the kind of linen that's, you know, clearly, hello, hello. You can see right through it. So it's really a loose weave, but it holds the 2 strands very well. And here, this is where I am. A little bit farther than last time. You can actually see that it's a pattern now. Vice what it was last time was a sliver. So this is a vintage Saga button I made a needle minder out of to go with my Saga set. And there it is. How about, do you think I have a little ways to go? Let's see where we are in the pattern here. Okay, that is right here. Boop. Here I am. So this is fun. You know, usually I travel with this one because it's a little bigger. The count, I believe, is 22 or something like that. So it's a little bigger. It's cotton floss. It's 2 strands. You know, it's easier to work with. Sometimes you can just do something and then fill in. It does have a lot of back stitching and some quarter stitches and things in it, but that really does make the design pop out. So here it is. The lighting, not so great here, you know, even though I'm sitting next to a window. But so I don't know if I'm going to get to this. Oh, I just lost my needle. Ah! Oh, there it is. Put it back. Put it back. Right. So I will tell you, when I put it into the bag itself, I stick it on the selvage edge of my linen. I don't leave it on the needle minder because then it might rub inside and then it'll fall off and I'll never find it again. Ooh, poopy. Okay, so there's that one. Can't guarantee that I'm actually going to get to it, but if I need a break, like my eyes need a break, or I want to do something a little more mindless, then I'll pull that out. And this is the backing for it. Going to be an adorable pillow. So it'll be one of those where you know, it takes you a year or 2, or me, 3, 4, 5, 10, I don't know, as long as it does to finish it. Then you've stitched this wonderful pillow, and then every person touches, don't touch that! Because it took you the majority of my life to stitch it. Oh, I won't do that. Haha, maybe. Okay, so there's that one. I brought it because it's small, it's easy to pack, and it's easy to see. We'll see, of course. Now this one, in my upside down Irish linen. Dun, dun, dun. Love this bag, by the way. Love, 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 love it. Now, if I would not have accidentally sewn the thing completely upside down, someone would be enjoying it, but that someone is me. So, wonderful, a Waverly cotton canvas lining. Okay, and a little French linen tea towel notions bag to go with it. And I don't believe I didn't get to the point where I made a needle minder and scissor fob and things with this, because the minute I stitched it, I realized, oh, the entire thing is completely upside down. Like completely upside down, not just one piece of it. Because this is completely pieced, which means I made the flap is pieced onto the back, and you know, look, I even cut off the linen so that it was this great design that made the flap. Okay, that was just me needing to have it all for myself. So this one is, we've seen it before, dear old Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery. Okay, Ellen's done with this. Everyone's done with this. Me, I'm still like in February. It's going to be a stitch along where I do 1 month a year rather than a month. So my cute little chatelaine and my flosses, I'm using Oversoir silks to stitch it. Everybody's seen it. This is Modern Folk Embroidery. The Fruit of Plenty. It's a stitch along. He comes out with one every year. You sign up for it, and then he sends you a pattern a month. It says January. So I am actually in February, even though it's June. Neither here nor there. It's not a race, folks. Not a race. You know, people who say it's not a race are only the people who are not in first place. Just saying. Okay. I'm doing it on, I think, Picture This Plus Fog 40 count. Ta-da! This is how big it's going to be, and this is how big it is not. So I finished January. That's it. I finished January, and it looks fabulous. So here's all I have of February. Oh. progress. Cross stitch. It's, it's the love of the process. It's the process. So this is one strand of silk on 40 count. So this is also, it's varying levels. I brought 3 different sizes of things to stitch so that it's kind of a change. Change for your eyes, a change of the weight of the floss. Keep your mind engaged and interested. So that's this one. That's a fun one, just in case I feel like doing something that's not my own design. And the last one, it's in my Peacock bag with my cute little Peacock needle minder. Has a matching needle book and notions bag. I'm using 103 for this. So it's a soie d'Alger, Auvers soie, ding, 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 ding. I think I misspoke on the last one. It was soie d'Alger that I was using for modern folk embroidery, but don't hold me to it. Doesn't matter. Okay. I am stitching on this. Now, this is a model for something that I'm releasing, a sampler that I'm releasing in August. Hopefully, if I can get this thing finished, I can release it in August, because then you would have something to actually see. I'm going to include in the chart that it's 40 count, the sizes for it in 40 count, what it will look like. It obviously will look just like this. I'm stitching on 56 count. Okay, before you scream and leave the room or shut off the video, don't. I'm only stitching on that one because I had that in my stash. You're like, who has 56 count in the stash? Okay, me. And also, when I frame the model or make the model, it's easier to travel with it if it's in a much smaller size. So this is my first time trying this, but I'm using a Kingston Zweigart Cafe au lait 56 count. Now, of course, something in a Cafe au lait kind of mocha-ish color in 40 count is what I plan people to stitch it on. But this is where you're going to get advanced copies. I'm not in that whole, my chart, my pattern coming out is a secret kind of thing. But, here it is. This is, so far, what it is. Not so bad. So yesterday, I was able to stitch the Q, the R, the bird, the little rose thing, and start over here on those are leaves. And I finished a lot of this is a herringbone, a double herringbone, all the way across and down. So this is what I stitched yesterday. See, it will look just like this, only slightly larger when you stitch it on 40 count. Okay, or 36, or 38, or any other version, or on Aida, that too. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like when it's finished. That's it, there's your preview. It's going to be called I Ply My Needle. So there is a little poem at the bottom that I wrote, and it's really great. So here it is. Beep. It's adorable. I love the colors. I love the style of the letters. I think this one is really great. It's nice, kind of not a square, but a slight rectangle to it. The shape is nice. Very traditional sampler. It's not a reproduction sampler. This is a 100% original sampler by moi. Okay, so that is what I'm working on like a crazy person. But it's little. And okay, all the words at the bottom, didn't really consider this before I started this model. They're all over one. So after I'm done stitching 56 count, some words over one, we'll see if that even works, right? I may have to switch from 103 to some like a soie suffine or something like that, so I can even get it through the linen. Angel, sometimes you really should think ahead. Okay, anyways. So those are the 3 things that I brought with me to stitch on this weekend at StitchCon. Hopefully I can pull some people aside. Maybe we can get some interviews. I'll take some pictures of what people are stitching on, because to me that's the fun of the whole thing, is to see what other people are stitching, what colors they're choosing, what fabrics they're choosing, what some people change the stitches. I mean, it's really, really wonderful when people take a design and make it their own. It really is their form of art. A little funny before we go. So I am staying at, I'll call it the hipster hotel. Such is life. I don't know if anybody else from StitchCon is staying here. I think everybody else, I can see where people are staying. There's only 2 hotels over. I needed points from this particular chain, so I stayed here. I'm not going to disparage them. It's a clean place. It's new. It's wonderful. Not going to give you the name. But it's the kind of place where there are foosball tables, Lucky Charms, and Jimmy Dean sausages for breakfast, those kinds of things. I don't know if anyone staying here is over the age of 12. I think there might be some kind of either soccer tournament or baseball tournament, something going on where there's a lot of school-age children. And they're not raising holy hell. They're well-behaved, but there's just really a lot of them. Wow. I don't know, is school out? I guess it's June. Maybe school's out. Okay. In the breakfast area, there is, those hanging egg chairs. So I get my breakfast, I go over, and there's a high table, like you sit at a bar area, the higher chairs on the higher tables. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I put all my stuff down, I start to eat. I need something. So I go to turn around to go get something, and I forget that I'm sitting on a high stool, and I fall off. Like, that first step's a doozy when you don't remember that you're not sitting on a chair that's next to the floor. Not only am I staying at a hipster hotel, but now I'm the older person who just fell off her chair. Yeah. I have a whole string of really embarrassing things that have happened to me in my life. Things that I've caused. I got it. But I actually started to just write a book because I have some really terrifyingly embarrassing things that have happened to me. So here I am. Last weekend I was at the Inn at Little Washington, and this weekend I'm at a hipster hotel that has Lucky Charms for breakfast. That's just the cycle of life. That is both ends of the spectrum. Must say I prefer the Inn, but it's still fun. It's fun to be here, and I'm sure every day I'm going to have a little bit of a tidbit of something crazy that I did. Fell out of the egg. I don't know. When you become a fall hazard. Just kidding. So I'm about to head over to La Quinta and catch the Stitchy Bus back over to the convention center and see what all the Stitchy peeps are doing this morning, and walk around and see some people. I know people were still arriving last night. Let's see how those ladies did who did the late night stitching. They started at 11 o'clock at night. The median age for someone in the stitching community is like 55, 60 years old. How are these people starting stitching at 11 o'clock at night? I can barely read a book at 11 o'clock at night. I don't know. I would start the evening like one stitch off, and then I would stitch for hours, and then the next day, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be frogging it all out because I had made a huge mistake late at night. But I'm sure they have fun. I'm actually going to do it tonight. So lots of coffee for me at lunchtime, and I'm going to head over there, and maybe I can get a little bit of video and talk to people and see what they're stitching in the middle of the night. Is it something different that they stitch in the morning or during the day? Do they have special late night projects? Maybe that's where they stitch things that are very large. I don't know. We'll see. So I hope you have a really great stitchy day. Get out there, do something kind for yourself, do something kind for others, and drop me a line sometime. Okay? Talk to you soon.